It began as a simple dinner in Atlanta and ended like something straight out of Scandal. Two of Love and Hip Hop's most recognizable faces, Rasheeda and Ciara, turned what was supposed to be a calm evening into a televised battlefield. Cameras rolled, voices rose, and in just a few seconds, the show that was meant to showcase glamour became ground zero for one of the most shocking meltdowns in reality TV history. Viewers didn't just watch the fight. They felt its tension, the betrayal, and the rage that had clearly been simmering for months. People everywhere are now asking the same question. How did best friends turn into bitter rivals overnight? Was Rasheeda pushed over the edge by those whispered rumors about Kirk? Or did Ciara reveal a secret the producers never wanted us to know? When the leaked footage hit social media, it didn't just go viral, it blew up timelines, shattered group chats, and set Atlanta's gossip scene on fire. Instagram lives exploded. Bloggers scrambled to drop exclusive details. And fans took sides like it was a championship match. But here's the twist that no one saw coming. Insiders say the fight we watched was only part of the chaos, and dangerously close to exposing truths that some people would rather keep hidden. So tonight, we're breaking it all down, exposing the behind-the-scenes drama, and asking the question everyone's afraid to say out loud: was this just another reality TV stunt? Or did we just witness the moment Rasheeda's entire empire cracked on camera? The night it all happened was never meant to be special or dramatic. It's just another routine group dinner for the cameras. It's a scene meant to show the usual laughter and gossip that fans of Love and Hip Hop expect. But the energy in that restaurant was already off before the first glass of wine hit the table. Rasheeda sat there calm on the surface, but with eyes that said she was tired of pretending. The production crew sensed it too. Whispers passed between them as they adjusted cameras, knowing something big was brewing. Ciara arrived late, like she always did, dressed to impress, smiling like she didn't notice the tension sitting heavy in the air. Everyone greeted her, but even their hellos carried a nervous edge. Rasheeda barely looked up, swirling her drink slowly, waiting. Ciara slid into her seat, pretending nothing was wrong, but that silence felt like thunder waiting to strike. Then Rasheeda broke it. Soft voice, sharp tone. So you finally decided to show up. It wasn't what she said, it was how she said it. Calm, but laced with years of frustration. Ciara tried to play it off with a laugh. Girl, don't start. You know, I've been busy. But Rasheeda didn't blink. Busy doing what? She asked, leaning back. Busy running your mouth. That was the match that lit the fire. The table fell silent as every pair of eyes swung between them. Carly Red covered her mouth, Bambi's eyes widened, and even Scrappy muttered under his breath. Not again. Ciara stiffened, trying to keep her cool. But her voice cracked as she said, "You're not about to embarrass me on TV." Rasheeda's tone didn't waver. If you were my friend, you wouldn't be out here talking about my marriage like it's your storyline. Ciara shot back instantly. I never said anything that wasn't already out there. Maybe if Kirk stopped giving people something to talk about, you wouldn't have to blame me. The entire table froze. Rasheeda's hand trembled around her glass, and her face changed from anger to pain. You really believe everything you hear? She asked quietly, but her voice carried across the room. Ciara pushed her chair back and stood, eyes glossy, hands shaking. You act like I'm the enemy when I've done nothing but ride for you. Rasheeda stood too, their faces just inches apart, cameras closing in as the argument turned raw. You call this friendship? Rasheeda said, voice breaking. I let you in my home, I trusted you, and now you're out here repeating gossip about my husband. Ciara's jaw clenched. You're mad because the truth finally caught up, she said, each word cutting deeper. Then she threw her napkin down, leaned forward, and whispered the line that would echo across every social feed for weeks. Maybe your marriage ain't what you pretend it is. The words hung in the air like smoke as Kirk froze mid-sentence, and the room turned into silence thick enough to drown in. The silence after that line felt heavier than any scream could have. Cameras kept rolling, but nobody spoke. the air thick with disbelief as producers whispered into headsets telling security to stay close but not intervene. Rasheeda's face went blank for a moment, like she was trying to decide whether to walk away or let years of frustration finally explode. Sierra looked around the table, realizing too late that everyone's eyes were on her. Some in shock, some in sympathy, most just waiting to see who would break first. Then Rasheeda spoke, her voice quiet but cutting. "You really said that on camera?" Sierra crossed her arms, her pride not allowing her to back down. "I said what everybody's been thinking." The tension cracked again, this time sharper, harder, more personal. Rasheeda stood up, her chair scraping against the floor. And the crew moved in closer, knowing they were capturing something that would trend for weeks. "You want to play the victim," she said, "but you've been talking behind my back for months." Sierra fired back, louder now. "You think you're the only one people talk about? You've been acting brand new ever since that boutique took off." That was it. What started as a rumor about Kirk turned into an avalanche of resentment that had been building for years. Everyone at the table sat frozen as the two women threw words like knives, quoting into each other's pride, friendship, and image. Scrappy tried again to calm them, but Rasheeda brushed him off. Her eyes locked on Sierra. "You want attention? You got it," she said. "But don't twist my pain into your storyline." Sierra's lip trembled. Not from fear, but from exhaustion. "You've been pretending to be perfect for too long," she shouted, "and I'm done protecting you." By then, the cameras were capturing tears, anger, and chaos. Carly Red gasped when Rasheeda's glass hit the table, not thrown. Just slammed down with a finality that said enough had been said. Then Rasheeda stormed off, leaving Sierra standing there shaking, while producers followed her with cameras still rolling. That was the footage that leaked later, the clip that went viral before the episode even aired. Within hours, the internet had turned the scene into a battlefield. Some sided with Rasheeda, saying she had every right to be angry after years of loyalty, while others defended Sierra, claiming she was just tired of being blamed for everyone else's mess. Instagram Lives popped up analyzing every second of the argument. Blogs ran headlines about a friendship destroyed. And even fans who had followed them for years said they had never seen anything this raw on the show. By midnight, the clip had millions of views, and the hashtag with both their names was trending. But the real damage wasn't in what aired on television. It was in what hadn't aired yet, the behind-the-scenes footage, the uncut words, and the unfinished business that would soon come to light and make the situation spiral even further out of control. By the next morning, the drama had escaped the show and flooded the real world. Clips from every angle were circulating online. People slowed them down, zoomed in, even tried to read lips to figure out what was said after the cameras cut. Bloggers claimed to have unseen footage. Anonymous sources promised to leak receipts. And the network stayed silent as the speculation grew into a storm that nobody could control. Rasheeda posted a short story that read, "Loyalty ain't what it used to be, and nothing more." She didn't mention names, but everyone knew who she meant. Sierra stayed quiet for a few hours before she fired back with a post of her own. The picture of her sitting in her car with the caption, "People love to play victim when the truth comes out." Within minutes, both posts were reposted across gossip pages, and comment sections turned into war zones. Fans who had once loved seeing them together were now taking sides, accusing one of faking friendships for camera time, and the other of being too proud to face the truth. Then a new twist came when someone leaked an audio clip that sounded like Sierra talking to a producer saying, "Rasheeda knows exactly what Kirk's been doing, but she keeps pretending everything's fine for the cameras." The internet exploded again. Some said it was proof Sierra had been telling the truth all along, while others claimed it was edited to make her look innocent. Reporters started calling it the biggest reality TV scandal of the year. Not just because of what was said, but because of how real it all felt. Behind the scenes, producers were panicking, rewriting future episodes and holding emergency meetings because both women refused to film together. Rasheeda focused on her boutique, posting motivational quotes about strength and peace, while Sierra leaned into the attention by appearing on a podcast where she hinted that she was tired of pretending. When asked if she regretted anything, she simply said, "I regret caring too much." That line alone reignited the fire. By the time the reunion episode was filmed, tension was beyond repair. Rasheeda sat calm but cold, Sierra defensive but unapologetic, and the entire cast seemed terrified to speak. Mona tried to control it, but the words poured out like gasoline. Accusations about lies, private conversations, and betrayals flew until Rasheeda walked off stage in tears. The unedited backstage footage of her crying leaked. A week later, and the internet called it the rawest moment in Love and Hip Hop history. Both women posted separate statements about moving on, but the damage was already permanent. The friendship was gone, the trust was shattered, and the show that once made them famous had turned them into enemies. Even now, fans argue over who was right. But one thing everyone agrees on is that this fight wasn't just for ratings. It was personal, and nothing in Atlanta would ever be the same again. What do you think really happened that night? Was this a friendship torn apart by jealousy and betrayal? Or was it the producers pulling every string behind the scenes to keep Atlanta talking? Drop your thoughts below, because this story is far from over. Every leak, every post, every silent unfollow tells us there's more truth still hiding in the shadows. And you already know we're going to dig until we find it. If you've been following this wild ride from the beginning, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next update. BuzzVault has the full breakdowns, the hidden details, and the stories the other channels won't touch. Stay locked in, because when it comes to love and hip-hop drama, we don't just watch it, expose it piece by piece, only here on BuzzVault.